I'm going to be covering 10,000 years of history from a sex worker's perspective. First thing that happened is that a boy monkey gave a girl monkey a token, and then they had sex.
Kaytlin Bailey is a sex worker advocate and a former sex worker herself.
I have a lot of faith in sex workers as innovators. We have been at the forefront of every major technological, communication, financial, cultural innovation for all of human history. Who here has heard that prostitution is the oldest profession? Just raise your hand. Great, all of you. Archaeologists will quibble with you about this, but it is absolutely older than money. My mother, she was like, I can't believe you sold your body. And I was like, I didn't, I still have it. Therapists also laughed, which is how you win therapy. We live in a society that stigmatizes and criminalizes sex work. I've seen the devastation that criminalization can have on families and communities. All of us are less safe in a world that criminalizes sex work, whether we engage directly or not. My name is Kaytlin Bailey. I'm the founder and executive director of Old Pros and host of the Oldest Profession podcast. I'm a sex worker rights advocate, and I've dedicated my life to trying to change the story about sex work. We have these undercover recordings where the police are like, this is sex. And the goddesses are like, we're aligning your chakras and coming as a part of that. The exchange of erotic services for money is an integral and necessary service that you find in every community throughout all of human history. Communities think of us as disposable. When you have a missing sex worker, police officers will often write on the report NHI, or no humans involved. We want to report predators, serial rapists, serial killers, domestic abusers, but we can't as members of a criminalized class. We might lose our job, we might lose our home, we might have our kids taken away, or of course we might be arrested and incarcerated. I know that sex work can be done safely. I never felt abused or exploited by a client, but I did feel victimized by people who thought that my history entitled them to hurt me with impunity. My opponent, Melanie Thompson, and I agree on a lot. We agree that no one should be arrested for selling sexual services, that predators should be punished for violence and sexual exploitation in all of its horrific forms, and that traffickers should be brought to justice whether they are forcing somebody to work in a slaughterhouse, a mine, or a brothel. However, Melanie believes that paying for sex is an act of violence in and of itself, and that we should pursue policies that try to eliminate sex work. I believe that sex that would not otherwise be a crime should not become a crime just because someone is getting paid. There's a long history of passing restrictive laws in the name of protecting women, but criminalizing alcohol, abortion, prostitution, and obscenity has never prevented domestic violence or protected women from poverty. It has only made their lives and their choices harder. Efforts to eradicate prostitution continue to undermine foundational rights for women, and we are not going to get closer to gender equality by policing anybody's sex life harder. I think it's really important to recognize that the largest provider of services to trafficking victims in the United States, the Freedom Network, supports the decriminalization of sex work because it reduces violence. I think it's also important to recognize that many of the organizations that Yasmin just named are funded by conservative religious organizations that are more committed to stripping women of bodily autonomy and hunting homosexuals than to reducing exploitation. Exploitation is wrong across labor sectors, but there are more people who are trafficked into cleaning hotel rooms than are posting on Tryst. Exchanging sex for something of value predates us as a species. But people who make other people come, even for money, even on the internet, are not the thing tearing society apart. Not during the time of Hammurabi, not during the time of Jesus, and not right now. Well-behaved women don't make history.